This was the presentation that I was hungry for 20 years ago. Because 20 years ago, I was working as a TV news anchor reporter, and I knew that my success relied on my ability to relate to an audience through a camera. In 2015, I look at all of you, and maybe some of you are hungry because video is everywhere, and it's becoming more and more prevalent. And for a smaller business owner, it's a treasure because you get to compete with the big boys with the same tools, only you're not paying the big boy prices. Does that rock or what? So, some of you may have played around with video some, and when you've recorded yourself, you may have noticed an imposter because they look like you, and they kind of sound like you, but they're kind of stiff. They lack your passion and your personality and your know-how, and you're thinking, is this clip nothing more than customer repellent? So when I was asked to deliver the tip, at first I was like, well, I could talk to people about equipment, or I could talk to them about social media or live streaming. But ultimately, I thought, what's the biggest question I get asked the most by clients? And it's, how do I get good on video? So I'm going to give you 3 tips. And I try to always have these tips be things that you can use right away. First one, keep it simple. When you're getting ready to record a clip, you may be tempted, because you're so excited about your business and the opportunities and the customers, you're going to throw in everything. The clip's going to get really long. It's hard as a performer to keep your energy up for that amount of time. It's hard to memorize things. You may start to fade a little bit. You'll get frustrated, and you'll never want to do it again. We don't want that to happen. So really try to think of your clip almost like you would think about jewelry. You know the rule? One signature piece. And you can have some little baubles on as well. My grandfather was a jeweler, so I'm paying respect to him here. So basically, you keep one thought. So you could do a frequently asked question, you could do something about the history of your organization, you could do some sort of special, different clips that you can upload on YouTube. It is better to have lots of short clips than one mega clip, just from an SEO perspective. Enough about that stuff. Okay, next thing. We'll call this one Once More with Feeling. All right, so you've recorded your clip. You managed to get through the text. Everything's going good. You're like, oh, I'm done, thank God. In this instance, do one more take. And this is why. When you're concentrating on hitting all those words and getting everything just right and making sure there's no spinach in your teeth, there's a lot of tension going on. Whereas when you know, hey, I got one in the can, you are free to play. And you have one more chance to go through that material, to try it. Pressure's off. From when I worked in TV news to when I coach people, 9 times out of 10, that is the take that gets used. So to steal that phrase, once more with feeling. Final thing, and this is the tough one, you gotta watch yourself. It's not easy, it's not always fun, but there's a general principle in the universe. If you want to get good, you've gotta get better. In order to get better, you need to know where you are, you need to be able to look at yourself. Don't look at everything that's wrong. Look at the things that you did right and try to deconstruct that moment and say, what was I doing? So you can go back, recreate that moment, and do it the next time. When I worked in TV news, there were those anchors who did not watch themselves. They said, I don't need that stuff. What happened to them? Nothing. Other people got the opportunities to go to larger markets, to better paying jobs. It was part of the job that you couldn't neglect. The bottom line is, there are so many people out there who want what you do. And there are so many people out there who need what you do. Harness the power of video to connect with them. Thank you.